Oke, kita masih menunggu. Oke, hai semuanya yang udah join di live ini. Selamat siang. I am so excited. I'm nervous. I'm like super duper kayak excited banget karena sekarang aku akan live dengan the spiritual psychiatrist and let's have him join us. Okay, udah di-approve, and I'm gonna talk in English, just so all of you know. Hi, Dr. Sam.
Hey, how's it going, Marshanda?
I'm great. How are you?
It's going good. It's going good. I like those earrings. Those are nice.
Thank you. It's very bright.
I like it. Yeah, it's orange.
Yeah. So, what time is it in Sedona right now? It's
9 o'clock p.m. right now. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I was just telling everyone who's joining in our live session about how I feel for our live Instagram and how I'm so mixed feelings, nervous, excited, ready for all of the enlightenment that will unfold. And it's such a wonderful opportunity having you on this session, Dr. Sam.
Thank you for having me. It's a joy. You know, I had no idea who you were, right? And when we first connected, and then I guess now I see, oh, you make songs, and you know, so it's such a beautiful, beautiful connection. And you know, thank you so much for hosting. Your audience is amazing. They're sending so many hearts right now, and I can tell they love you so much. And I just had a special thing on my heart where, you know what, it's time to start speaking truth about mental health. And so thank you so much for having me on your platform. I appreciate it. And hopefully some of these words will bring some wisdom and love and joy to some of your beloved followers and fans.
Yes, I'm so looking forward to this. And I got in touch with you at first just to tell a brief story about how I got connected with you. So like a month ago, I think, I followed you. I found you on Instagram, the spiritual psychiatrist. And many of my followers have already known that in Indonesia, I'm a public figure. I'm an actress, singer, and also a motivational influencer. And back in 2009, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And since then, I've been going through the journey of personal growth, spirituality, and finding ways to heal, and to have found you on Instagram with your name, the spiritual psychiatrist, Sam. It was such a, it was so in the right time. It was the perfect timing. You were just that perfect person I felt the need to listen to. I watched all of your videos right away. You were also talking about bipolar disorder in one of your videos, and many, many other things about spirituality, about, and you're also correct me if I'm wrong, but you're also the medical director of the Alternative Med Center.
That's right. Yeah. That's where I'm working currently. Yeah.
That's amazing. So I have a lot of my friends, actually in Indonesia, the issue of mental health have been getting much more attention than how it used to. It's not as broadly spread as it is in the US, but in Indonesia, some public figures and also some psychiatrists, psychologists have been talking more and more about mental health, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And so I have some friends, actually a lot, who have mental illness condition. And what I've learned, what we all know now, is that the treatment for any mental challenges or mental illness condition is for many of us to be dependent on medications. And one of your mission is to help people to go to taper off of their medications. And you do that in with all of your clients in the Alternative Med Center. And I would like to know, just straight away, I would like to ask the question, how do you get yourself off of medications, like the how-tos? Like how, yeah. But
Yeah.
maybe before that question, could you
Mhm.
tell me and our audience
Yeah.
a little bit about your journey to becoming the spiritual psychiatrist, wanting to help
Oh,
people
yeah.
with off medications?
For sure, for sure. First of all, I just want to shout out just how beautiful your journey is, right? I mean, how beautiful is that to and how strong your soul is. And you know, to be born, and then it's not easy being a, you know, childhood what is it, singer and actress, and then being famous. That's a lot. I mean, as a psychiatrist, I understand like what goes into that, being in the public figure, and then going through a mental health situation in public, and then being able to come through that and then say, you know what, I'm going to use my voice to inspire people, to motivate people, and to speak my truth. I mean, I give you an air high five from here. All right, we're gonna do
Oh
an air
yeah.
high five. Yeah. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, because I can see it from a certain perspective, and I'm super excited for your future, because what I realize and I understand is when anybody wants to get off medication, or when anybody wants to figure out the truth of who they are, it's actually a subconscious choice that their higher self makes and says, I want to know the truth. I want to know who I really am. I want to know the truth about mental health. And so your higher self has called this in. And so now you're going to be connected to the right people and the right teachers, the right, you know, practices. And I'm just super excited to see how the universe and, you know, the loving force in the universe guides you. Yeah, so, you know, super excited for you.
Thank you.
My journey personally has been, you know, I was born into a pastor's son, very, very strict, a lot of rules, right? So I was a pastor's son, and then I fell in love with Jesus at the age of 16. I was the most innocent 22-year-old kid in the world. I had never kissed a girl until I was 22. And then my heart was on fire for Jesus, right? And then all of a sudden one day, I realized, like, hold on, like I lost that fire. And then, so for the next 8 years, I went into the world, and I ran away from my higher self. So I tried everything in the world. Yeah. I tried, you know, partying. I tried drugs. I tried everything to run away from my higher self, to numb myself, because I had felt real, real love. But then when I tried to come back, I started having severe anxiety, severe PTSD, because there was religious programming that I had to go to church, I had to dress a certain way, these are all programming that I had received as a little child, right? And so when I thought I was such a bad person because I had partied and I had done all these other things, and I felt super guilty, so I started feeling anxious. I started having post-traumatic stress disorder. I called my wedding off in a manic episode in Las Vegas, in a manic rage. You know, I went through major depression 4 times, and then somehow, by the grace of God, I became a psychiatrist. And then I realized, hold on, these medications aren't fixing the root problem. In fact, sometimes they're actually causing side effects, and sometimes they're actually shutting down the chakra, certain energy centers. And then I started, for myself personally, I had to investigate. Hold on, these medications aren't working. What can I do to search for things that really, 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 really heal the root cause? And so I went to the Amazon jungle. I did plant medicine. I studied about subconscious mind reprogramming. I became a yoga instructor. I became crazy about breath work. And then through this journey, I was able to love myself, all the pieces of myself that I had judged, all the parts of myself that, you know, I had fractured. And I brought all my parts of my higher self back, where now, you know, I'm not perfect, but I love all of myself. And now the universe said, it's time to speak your truth. It's time to go on Marshanda's show and speak some truth about mental health. And so that's been my journey. So I not only became a psychiatrist, I experienced all the symptoms, and then I realized, oh shoot, like these medications aren't working. But then the truth of what I found, Marshanda, in my journey of who we really are, we're not a label. We're not a diagnosis. We are so much more. And the truth of who we are, really are, is so amazing. The potential that lies within our DNA is so beautiful, that now I just have to share, because, you know, that's what I'm here to do now, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's very wonderful. And I feel this very huge energy,
Yeah.
like, between the two of us in this Instagram live session. Do you feel that too, or is it just
I
me?
feel
Do you
it.
feel
Yeah.
that?
Art is like, do. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. It's very, very euphorically. I don't know. It's amazing. So, yeah. And after all of this, the journey that you went through, how did you start it? So it was your mission based on your own experience, you know, having anxiety disorders, PTSD, and you were diagnosed with certain other diagnoses. So you wanted, and you found out that being dependent on medication is not healing any of us from the root of the cause of the illness, or whatever you want to call it, maybe mental challenge.
Sure. So
it's your mission to help people to understand that there are many other ways. And if you may share, since when have you established the Alternative to Med Center, and what kind of healing approaches that you have to give to your clients?
Yeah, great question. First of all, the first thing that I'll say is, a lot of us are empaths. We have sensitive emotion. So, you know, I'm sure, like you seem like you can feel other people's energy. And in the beginning, when we first come into this feeling, clairsentience is what people call it, where the ability to feel like energy. You know, in our culture, sometimes we call that anxiety, sometimes we call it, and so nobody teaches us how to know what energy we're feeling. So sometimes we can feel someone else's anxiety and say, oh, that's my anxiety, or feel someone else's sadness and say, and the thing about, you know, people like you and I is we actually care about people, right? So not only are we feeling it, so some of the most spiritual people in the world are empaths. So they can feel energy, and they care about it. So in America, unfortunately, sometimes because of that, you know, nobody teaches empaths that their sensitivity is a gift. So in America, sometimes they go see a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist says, oh, you have depression, you have anxiety, and they put them on, even in a manic episode, you're feeling a lot of energy, yeah? And so it's all energy. And they put you on medication, but the medication numbs you so that you can continue to function, but you're not fully alive. You're not fully feeling your emotions. So in certain countries that are more connected to nature, like certain parts of India and certain shamanic cultures, when a child at a young age starts feeling things, or starts hearing voices, or starts, you know, having these dizzy spells, instead of saying, oh, you're manic, or you're depressed, or you're anxious, they say, you have a gift. And so if they have a mentor, a shaman who's been through it, and takes the child under their wing, and the community, instead of saying like there's something wrong with you, you have bipolar, you have depression, you should take this medication, if the community embraces the child, then actually what happens is the sensitivity, it's a gift with, if you want to say, the unseen energy world. And through a mentor and through a community, they actually come out of the other side, and they become a local town healer or a shaman. So, you know, there's different ways of looking at, you know, a diagnosis. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
I learned about that by watching that documentary called Crazy Wise in several indigenous cultures. That's what they do to teenagers.
I just had Phil Borges, the guy who made the movie, on a podcast on Friday.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Crazy Wise. So it's all connected somehow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right.
Last Friday or next Friday?
This like 2 days ago, we had a podcast with Phil, who made the movie Crazy Wise. Everybody, like Marshanda's viewers, watch Crazy Wise. Yeah, what do you think about? Tell your viewers about Crazy Wise, Marshanda.
So Crazy Wise is talking about the research and the insights that are being spread worldwide by Western medication industry or Western medication industry and doctors and psychiatrists, and it's talking about how to view mental illness from a different angle, how it's talking about the difference between how westernized, not westernized cultures, but I think most people all over the world, including developing countries like Indonesia, we are looking, making the Western medications as an example to treat patients here, right? But in that documentary, Crazy Wise, it's talking about viewing the difference between Western medicals and indigenous cultures and how they view what are called as the symptoms of mental illness, like hearing voices, hallucinations, being anxious, and then including having nightmares, being angry, and all sorts of this overwhelming emotions. But instead of calling it an illness, people like shamans or the spiritual healers or spiritual gurus in these indigenous cultures would call those symptoms as an initiation. That if those symptoms are being nurtured, if that particular teenager who's experiencing those symptoms being nurtured, being taken care of, being mentored, she or he can then become the next spiritual guru or shaman in that culture, right?
Beautiful,
and
beautiful.
That is just, oh my God, super amazing. And so talking about people who have been diagnosed by a psychiatrist and have already been taking medications, and what I want to ask here is, if we see this as, if we see our symptoms as, I don't know, as a portal or as a way, a path of initiation towards enlightenment, are you saying that we have to experience all of our symptoms without medication? Isn't it gonna be scary? You know, sometimes the feelings are so scary. It's overwhelming. We hate ourselves so much. We're scared of our own pain. And are you saying that when those symptoms come up, do we just go through with them without medications? I mean, wouldn't that be dangerous? Like, what are the steps if we are already on medication?
Sure. That's an amazing question. So what I'll say is, sometimes it's not the person that is necessarily sick. Sometimes it's actually a broken society. So in society has certain rules and certain things about society that sometimes, you know, it outcasts people who don't fit into society. But the truth is, actually, we were created to stand out, not fit in. So the psychiatrists make this book, right? And they have all these diagnoses in it. At this point, every single person on the planet, I promise you, can fit into one of those diagnoses. Right?
Every single person.
Every single person.
With or without diagnosis.
The diagnosis, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And they just make it into like this thing where, you know, if you have these symptoms for 2 weeks, then you have major depression. If you have this, then you have this personality disorder. If you have this, and it keeps the system going, yeah? So actually, it's a system that is broken, not the person. So, you know, first of all, to feel sadness is a natural human emotion, right? When someone dies, it's a beautiful thing to grieve over that person and to feel sadness and to feel that, right? But unfortunately, you know, when someone starts feeling sadness, you shouldn't feel sad, that's bad. So actually the medications can sometimes be helpful if you simply want to numb yourself enough so that you can continue to function in society. Right. But it's not actually the person that is sick. It's actually a society that is broken. Okay? And so actually we were created to stand out, not fit in. So if you think about it, like the great creator of the symphony, do you use the word universe or do you use the word the universe? Yeah. You know, so every single person watching this is a unique vibration of a reflection of the universe. Yeah. So let's say the creator of the universe made it like an orchestra. And in the orchestra, every single person, if they just play their note, is a unique vibration. And when everybody just plays their note, they fit in automatically to the great symphony of the creator, yeah? So everybody fits in. But the problem is society has made it so they're trying to get people not to be themselves, but to fit in, to fit into society, to look a certain way, to dress a certain way, to act a certain way, to feel a certain way. So they're trying to get everybody to mold into, like, what they've deemed to be normal.
Yes.
So everybody through Instagram, oh, I have to have this jacket. Oh, I have to have this to be happy. I have to, and so they're looking outside of themselves. But in all reality, we were created to stand out, not fit in. Right? So even the psychiatric diagnosis book was created to get people to fit in. Right? So if you don't fit into this, then you have this diagnosis. Then you have to take this medication so you can fit in.
Yes.
But if you look at all the celebrities, actually, for example, like, I guess you're a celebrity, right? You stand out because you wear what you want to wear, because it's unique, because it's authentic. And so everybody has a certain vibration, a certain unique, authentic vibration. So that's why the way out is within. If you want to change the world, you have to go within. That's why when you said, what do you recommend? The number one thing I recommend is to learn how to breathe. Because the mind will follow the breath, or the breath will follow the mind. And the universe communicates with us through our brain waves. So if you see anybody who's anxious, you'll know the mind is leading the way. So the breath is going to be all over the place because the mind is all over the place. If you see anybody who's depressed, their mind is leading the way. And so you'll see that their breath is short and shallow. Anybody depressed. If you see anybody who's in a manic episode, the mind is leading the way. It's all over, right? A lot of rapid thoughts. So the breath will be all over the place too, because the mind is leading the way. But as soon as we start breathing in a calm, rhythmic, peaceful, then the brain waves slow down from beta to alpha. And alpha is when we relax and we drop into the present moment. And then we can create music because we're not running on past. And then we can, relax and, do whatever, So the mind will follow the breath, or the breath will follow the mind. Now, Buddha sat under a tree. What did he do? He just breathed. He breathed. And as he was breathing, a thought came and then it went. A thought is like a little cloud that goes over your head, and then you can pull it in and think about it and get lost in it, or you can just see it. It's not good, it's not bad, it's not true, it's not false, and then let it go. And the more you let the thought go and you come back to your breathing, you realize, I am not my thoughts. Because thoughts will come and go. Feelings will come and go. Experiences will come and go. Even people will come and go. But who's the one feeling? Who's the one experiencing? You. You are the infinite consciousness having a human experience. And Buddha identified with the breath, which is the infinite consciousness. And that's what he became. So the clouds come and go, but you are the sky, not the clouds. Right? So the thoughts will come and go. And 99% of all psychiatric conditions are when people identify with their thoughts as if their thoughts are who they are. Oh no, I'm having a negative thought. That's who I am. No, it's not. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not true. It's not false. You just let the thought come and go. Come back to the breath. Come back to the present moment. And you'll see in the present moment, right here, right now, when the breath is calm, there's no depression. There's no anxiety. It's just you and me having an IG conversation.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It was so grounding. So powerfully grounding. And I like the idea that you're saying that we are the sky, not the clouds. The clouds are our thoughts, and we're the endless observer who's
Yes.
always there.
Yes.
We are not our thoughts. That's amazing, because that's where usually anxiety comes from and all those other psychiatric conditions. So how long have you been doing your work, if I may know?
Yeah. Well, I graduated medical school and became a medical doctor in 2009. So what is that? 11 years now?
Yes.
Yeah, so I did my residency in Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where all the famous people in LA go. And it's almost like all the people from all around the world who don't fit in where they live, they move there, like Hollywood.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's where I did my residency. So I saw all kinds of people.
I love LA, by the way. I
Oh,
love
do you really?
LA. It feels
Okay.
like home to be there.
I love Indonesia.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
love
Bali,
Indonesia.
right?
Bali is one like my soul home. When I landed in Bali, and the energy there and the people and just the nature, I said, this is my soul home. Anytime my soul is tired, I know where I'm gonna go is Bali, Indonesia. Yeah, the people are amazing.
Yeah, the people are amazing.
People
They're
are
very
so
open, very welcoming.
yeah, welcoming, friendly, and they're spiritual too. I felt like there was a spiritual vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, and I went to Sedona, where you're at, actually last February.
Oh, yeah.
And the people there are so, oh my God, they're so like in tune, and everyone's like exchanging the same vibe.
Yeah,
where they support each other's soul and see each other through their spirit, which
love
is
that.
just amazing. I love that.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Oh my God. So yeah, so what do you handle clients individually, or if any of my friends or any of our audience right now want to talk to you, have a consultation or whatever, have a counseling, where can they go? Like, do we have to go to Sedona to alternative medicine?
No, I sometimes, I'm working on a lot of projects these days, but I sometimes do like a one-to-one Zoom teleconference. If the vibe is right, if I'd like to work with people who really, really want to get better. So my job is to like listen to them and to figure out, oh, this is what this person wants. Okay, my job is to figure out, okay, listen to their story and to figure out this is what they desire, this is their goal. These are the tools you can take to get there, and to give them the tools. And then if they're motivated, then they can use the tools to get off the medications, and they can use the tools to become the highest version of themselves and to activate their DNA and to become the superhero that they are. So that's really, yes.
Powerful.
Yeah.
So can you tell me about the modalities or the healing approaches that you use?
Sure.
There may be several, right? There must be many.
Oh, there's so many.
Share some of them and what they are, and
100%. That's an amazing question. So it depends on where you're at and where you want to go.
So it's different treatment for everybody, right?
For everybody, depending on where their consciousness is right now and what they desire. But what I will say is, obviously, I became a yoga teacher, so learning how to breathe was very important for me. So breath work, and then I'll say plant medicine played a very, very important part in my journey, because the first step of change is we have to become aware of our thoughts. Aware when we have a negative. We have to become aware. That's the first step. The gateway to trauma is our past, and so if that slips in without us being aware, then all of a sudden we're going to be thinking negative and be anxious. We're not even going to know. So the first step is awareness, to make the subconscious mind into the conscious. Yeah. So plant medicine has been a big thing for me. I worked with Mother Ayahuasca. I worked with mushrooms. I worked with peyote. I worked with San Pedro. I worked with a lot of different plants. I worked with, and it helped, almost like a catalyst. It's not the answer, but it can be a catalyst. Sometimes what 1,000 therapy sessions cannot do, one plant medicine ceremony can form neural pathways, so you can think about yourself differently. You can think about your life differently. But I don't recommend it to everybody. Just when you're ready, then the plant will find you. Yeah. And then it's very important who you work with. Someone with very pure heart, someone who has your best interest in mind, and who has a lot of experience. So this is very important. So plant medicine, breath work, yoga, it's very important to clean the physical body. So cleaning the liver. The liver is, according to certain spiritual wisdom, where the lower inferior spirit of addiction and all these things live in the liver. So one of the first things sometimes I'll do with clients is like to get them on a liver protocol to cleanse the liver.
Like a detox.
Yeah, like a liver detox. Yeah, super important. And then also, you know, the stomach and the brain are like best friends. Yeah. So that's why they say like gut reaction is your first brain. It's like your gut. You feel it in your gut. So, you know, I'll sometimes also do a GI protocol to cleanse the gut. You know, so like colonics and like certain things to, you know, parasite cleanse, GI cleanse is really important. GI
as in glycemics.
No, it's a gastrointestinal. So it's like your stomach and your intestine. Yeah. So that's always important. So I'd say clean your liver, clean your stomach, learn how to breathe. Maybe the plant medicine can help. There's also like, you know, amino acids and like herbal supplements. You know, some herbal supplements that can be helpful sometimes. So sometimes I'll recommend that. And then like also like, you know, but the best medicine on the planet is Mother Nature. Pachamama. Yeah.
I miss nature.
Yeah, nature.
You know, living in a city where we don't have a lot of parks here and there are no forests. It's just that's very important.
Very important.
I don't know if this is a weird question, but can you substitute? I don't know. Can you substitute nature with meditation?
Yes.
Is that a weird question?
No. That's an amazing question, actually. That's a deep question. So, you know, there's studies done, right, where, you know, you can do yoga in your mind, right? Or you can actually go to the yoga studio and do yoga. And it's almost just as powerful to do it in your mind if you can have the discipline. The same chemicals are going to be released from your brain as if you were physically doing it, right? So you can trick your brain. So one thing you can do if you don't have nature around you is to go into deep meditation and to visualize, you know, if maybe I'm at the beach right now, I feel the wind. I feel the sunshine on my mind, on my heart. And then as your mind is able to visualize, then actually the biochemicals are going to be released from your brain and the blood is going to take that to your body and it's going to be like you're almost at the beach. So actually that's a really good question. The mind is that powerful.
Wow.
Right? So what you visualize, you can crystallize and manifest in the physical plane and the body doesn't know the difference. So actually you can do that. But nature is the best medicine. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, you know, the number one problem right now is people's disconnection from nature.
I heard there are a certain kind of grief when we're being disconnected with nature for too long. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that correct?
I think you're absolutely correct. You know, we are nature. You know, human beings somehow we think like, oh, we're like the top of nature. We're like the best. We rule. No, we don't. We are a part of nature. The trees give us oxygen. We breathe in the oxygen, and then we give it carbon dioxide. So everything is connected. The first time I ever did mother ayahuasca as a plant, I went out into nature. And at that time, I wasn't very close to nature, but I was a city boy, LA boy. And I just thought, for some reason, I started breathing with a tree. And out of this tree came these neon energetic lines, like energy lines. It was amazing, like Avatar, like everything. And then the tree was connected to me. Everything from the tree was connected to the leaves. The leaves were connected to the ground. The ground was connected to every single plant was connected through these neon energetic lines of energy. So if we could actually see, we would realize and understand that we are intimately connected with nature. We are nature. So the reason we feel so good when we go to the beach is there's an energy there. The ocean has an energy, the air, the sunshine, you know. And so the best medicine, to be honest with you, is nature. In Japan, they prescribe people to go outside and spend time with trees in the forest. And they call it forest bathing, and it's actually very, very helpful for our mental health to spend time in nature.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's a very beautiful reminder. And something just crossed my mind. So I want to talk about the duality, the black and white that exists in every individual.
Sure.
Like, I saw some questions that were in Indonesian, but let me translate it to you. So some of the audience were asking, how can I accept my shortcomings and the dark sides in me? And one day, that question reminded me that I was going through a mental breakdown last December. And then I was trying to build a resurrection. Yes, and I was trying to find inspiration, and I wrote down this poetry called The Champion, which I believe is coming from my higher self. And then there was one quote in there saying it comes from my higher self, which sometimes when I see the writing now, I feel like, wow, where did that came from? And I again and again try to decipher what it means for me and maybe for everybody. So what I wrote was, something like this. I forgot the exact words, but it was something like hug the angels within you, but befriend the demons in you, because they neutralize you. It's polarity. Polarity is life. And I would like you to talk more about that. So to appreciate the light and the shadows that are existing in everybody.
Yeah. You just nailed it. Your higher self is so wise that's exactly right. So there is no light without darkness. So he who has been to the darkest of the darks, the most depressed, can appreciate the light all the more. She who has been forgiven much can love much. So even like an atom that has an electron and a positive charge and a negative charge, and then a neutron, which is neutrality. So even our cells have a positive, a negative, and a neutral. So the creator of this universe created everything in perfect balance and harmony. There is no light without darkness. There is no joy without sadness. And so you said it exactly right. The answer is when we have a dark thought, the answer is love. Love your dark thoughts. Love your shadow. Love your trauma. Love is the cohesive power of the universe. It's what connects. It's the connection. So when we repress or suppress and say, get out of here, dark thought. I don't like you, dark thought. Oh my God, this trauma, this past memory, get out of here. We suppress, repress it. It gets stuck. It's like stuck energy. But as soon as we start loving our shadow, you see, we start loving our dark thoughts. We start loving that friend we don't. Love will set us free. Love is the cohesive power of the universe. Then what we find is the darkness, the fear is actually just an illusion, false evidence appearing real. And when we love the dark thought, what happens is the darkness actually just becomes absorbed into the light. Okay? So everything is neutrality. So we want to learn how to be neutral with the darkness. It's not anything I judge. I say, that's bad, that's evil, that's bad. Well, anything I judge becomes the shadow. Right? So anything I judge becomes the shadow. So if I'm judging someone else, if I'm judging this, if I'm judging that, I'm actually judging myself, because remember I said we are all connected. And whatever I judge is actually going to become the shadow. And then at the worst time possible, when I'm on Instagram, it's going to come out and I'm going to have, oh my God. But like, that's why meditation is so important. Because when you're meditating, you have a dark thought. Instead of judging it, you just observe it. Like the cloud. Oh, it's not good, it's not bad, it's not true, it's not false, it's just a thought. And then we let it come, we let it go. And so as we continue to let it come, let it go, let the thought come, then what happens is like we're not afraid of it anymore. We don't judge it anymore. And then everything becomes absorbed into the light of what we are. And we become what we call non-duality.
Non-duality.
Yeah, there's nothing, like everything in the heart center, it's all one. It's all unity consciousness. It's all Christ consciousness.
Is non-duality the same with the neutrality and a soul level?
Yes, it's similar. It's similar. You know, non-duality is, you know, like Buddha, like Jesus, like Krishna. You know, they all obtained non-duality, which is the Christ consciousness, which they don't judge anything. It's not good, it's not bad, you know. Everything is creator. Everything, like God, the universe is the energetic infrastructure running through all things and all people. And then they realize the non-duality. Anything I judge, I'm judging myself. So then they come to this place of neutrality, which is love. Because this is how creator is. Creator sends beautiful, amazing, loving light into the world, but he gives everybody a choice. Without choice, there is no love. You know those big buff guys who ride a motorcycle who have a little girl and they say, if you leave me, I'm gonna hurt you. That's not love, that's fear. In order for there to be love, there has to be a choice. So neutrality is when we're neutral and then everybody has a choice. So then we're reflecting the love of the creator. We're neutral. We see the perfection of how creator already made everything. So when I see Marshanda, I don't have to change anything. You're already perfect, whole, and complete, just as you are. There's nothing to change. Even coronavirus. If you look at it from a certain perspective, it's all perfect. And creator is in control. So that becomes non-duality, unity, consciousness, neutrality.
Okay. So another question is, when you say, a lot of spiritual gurus say everything, including the bad things, like as extreme as coronavirus, that creates a lot of fear for everyone, but including you. You just said that everything happens in the perfect timing. It's exactly what we all need because it's created by the creator. Can you talk more about that? Because maybe many people cannot see it from that angle. You know what I mean? So how can we enable ourselves to see it from a more neutral, calm,
well, the answer is, you know, you have to increase your vibration. That's
how?
the answer.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you have to increase your vibration, right?
Okay, is that is vibration the same with level of consciousness?
Yeah. It's similar. It's similar because as you increase your vibration, your consciousness, if you want, you become more aware. Consciousness is awareness, and so as you increase your vibration, you're going to become more aware, right? And you're gonna. So, but to answer your question is, everybody has a filter. Your perception is creation. So two people can be at a nightclub. One person will say, "This is terrible. This is bad. I don't like it." The other person will be, "This is amazing." Right? So it's because one person was brought up a certain way in a certain environment with certain karma, with certain, you know, they were taught that clubs are bad, whatever. So everybody is seeing something through their own filter. Everybody has a filter based upon, you know, how, you know, religion, based upon socioeconomic class, based upon what TV shows I watch, right? The other person was brought up in an environment where their parents partied a lot and they had a lot of fun. And so when they go to the club, they're like, this is amazing. So everybody is seeing the coronavirus from their own filter, from the news they watch, from their level of consciousness, right? So everybody's going to have their own perception, their own way of looking at it. But as you start increasing your vibration, you start increasing your consciousness, there's a level of consciousness where you can see that in order to create a new earth, in order for Pachamama, Mother Earth, to ascend, in order, you know, kind of like a fire sweeps through somewhere and it cleanses it out, to create new space for a new land, yeah? And kind of like an airplane, before an airplane lands, there's turbulence before it lands, right? And then it lands. And so that's kind of what's happening from a certain level of perception of consciousness, is Mother Earth, if you want to say, is increasing her vibration, purging out anything, any fear. It's exposing all. So even though coronavirus was started by people that want to like show fear, it's actually backfired on them, because what's happening is so many people are actually waking up. So many people are realizing the truth. So many people are realizing that love is the answer, not fear, because of the, you know, everything that's happening. So from a certain level of consciousness, you already realize love wins, higher vibration and trains lower vibration, and that everything that is happening right now actually is according to perfect timing, perfect flow, and that a new earth is on the way. And so from a certain level of consciousness, we don't have to worry. We just increase our vibration and we choose love.
Okay.
Mm.
So do you have some tips on how do we increase our vibration?
Yes, yes, yes.
Like
So,
what practices do we
yeah,
do? And
it's really simple.
And one more, sorry to interrupt.
It's okay, yeah.
Is it important to increase our level of consciousness, and why is it important?
Yes, I would say it's important because if you want to change the world, change yourself. Mm-hmm. Because the external world is a reflection of our internal belief system. And everybody wants to be happy. I mean, that's really what everybody wants at the end of the day, is to be happy. And so if you want to be happy, then we have to increase our consciousness, right? As we increase our consciousness, then we become aware of the things that don't make us happy. We become aware of the programs that don't make us happy, and then we can choose what makes us happy. So it's very important to raise our consciousness. Right now, what's going to save the world is increasing consciousness, increasing awareness. Mm-hmm. That is what's going to save the world. And so, yes, it's important because we're all together in this. We are all one. We're all connected. And, you know, so when I love myself, I'm loving, you know, someone else, because there's one heart. We're all connected. There's one earth. We are all one. We all come from the same source, right? And so if you want to change the world, change yourself. So yes, it's very important to, you know, focus on increasing your consciousness for your happiness. Because like today, for example, maybe there's one word, just one person who listens to this and they receive some positive energy. Then all of a sudden they go and they're positive to their father. And then all of a sudden their father goes and their father is positive to their employee. And so this is how we are all connected. And so increasing our consciousness, even helping one person, helping ourselves, is actually helping each other. And then it causes a butterfly effect where, you know, around like one little word, you know, everything is connected literally. So it's very important to increase our consciousness. And the best way to increase your consciousness is very easy. Marshanda, do you remember the video game Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah, I loved it.
Oh yeah, me too. Mario goes running around. Mario hits a question mark. Mushroom comes out. Mm-hmm. Mario eats the mushroom. What happens? He grows. Okay. Yes. So imagine everything is energy. Everything. Our thoughts have energy. Our words have energy. The sunshine has energy. Water has energy. Food has energy. People have music has energy. So imagine everything is energy. And your mushrooms are the things in your life that give you positive energy, that help you grow, that help you increase your vibration. Okay. So what type of music increases your vibration? What type of people increases your vibration? What type of thoughts, you know, make you, you know, help you grow, increase your vibration? Positive energy. What are positive energy, right? Oh, when I hang out with that one friend, man, I feel real good. That's a mushroom for you, right? Oh, when I listen to Bob Marley, I feel real good. That's a mushroom. When I go to the beach, I feel real good. That's a mushroom. And then Mario goes running around. He hits these spiky little green turtles and he shrinks. It takes away his energy, yeah? So it's important to know, you know, what are the things in our life? Who are the people? What type of music actually takes like negative, you know, like it decreases energy. But don't focus on that. Just be aware of that. Oh, when I hang out with this friend, my energy, my energy dips. No problem. Just be aware. Don't focus on it. But the goal is actually simply, it's so easy to increase your vibration. Do more of what you love. So write down a list of your mushrooms. These people, this type of music. Oh, when I do yoga, I feel good. When I go to the ocean, I feel good. When I, and so you make a list of the things in your life that help you feel good, that increase your vibration. And it's very easy. You wake up in the morning and you look at your list. You eat 3 mushrooms in the morning. In the afternoon, you eat 3 mushrooms. In the evening, you eat 3 mushrooms. And then all day, all you're doing is you're increasing your vibration by doing more of what you love.
Oh my God, that's so amazing.
Yeah. So
in the in this hustle and busy culture, where in this modern world where people are feeling and being induced to those who are very, very successful, but they're so busy and productive, it can sometimes create guilt in some people when we choose to do mostly the things that we love to do and makes us feel good, right? So you're saying that there's no need to feel guilty. What do you have? What is your say on this?
Absolutely. Don't. I can't cuss, but I will say F guilt. Okay. Don't ever beat yourself up. That is rule number 1. If you remember one thing from this, just remember that. Don't ever beat yourself up. If you're feeling guilty, like, don't beat yourself up. You have to be your number 1 fan. You have to be your number 1 cheerleader. Love yourself as you would love your child. If your child was going through a difficult time, what would you say? Would you tell him to feel guilty? No way. You would speak kindly to him. You would encourage him. So treat yourself the same way you would treat your first unborn child. Never, ever beat yourself up. Guilt guilt does not serve us. Okay. Yeah. So what I would say is also is like this idea that we have to grind, we have to do it this way, we have to be productive, we have to go. That's conditioning. That's programming. Because at the end of the day, if we just wake up and do more of what we love, what's going to happen is as our vibration increases, right? Through the law of attraction, we're giving off a vibration, yeah? So as our vibration increases, we're going to start attracting the right people. We're going to start attracting the right opportunities. We're going to start attracting without even trying. All we're doing is we're just doing more of what we love. That's what we're supposed to do. And so if I love music, I do more music, and so as I start doing more of what I love, listening to the music I like, going to the places I enjoy, hanging out with the friends I enjoy, I automatically, my vibration increases. As my vibration increases through the law of attraction, the right opportunities, the right people are all going to be attracted to me at the right time.
Exactly.
That's how the universe works.
Yeah. Beautiful. I totally agree. Oh, it's too bad we only have 7 minutes left because in Instagram there's only 1 hour for life, right?
Okay.
Okay. So I guess I have one last question.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's about taking care of our mental health. Includes surrounding ourselves with healthy environment, healthy, encouraging, uplifting conversation, people, listening to the music that makes us feel good, gives us, reading books and watching online courses or talking to people like you who gives more knowledge for us and our mental health, which is good for us. But what about if we are faced on a consistent basis with toxicity, like probably toxic people who are actually just people who are hurt, but they cannot practice love to us, but they're living close with us. Like, what if they are our family members? What if they are our spouse and or not? What if they're just our school friends? Like, do we avoid them? Do we minimize contact with them? Because we want to raise our vibration. We want to increase our level of consciousness. We just reject those negative nutrition, no, negative nutrition, negative input into ourselves, and only accept the positive ones? Does that how it work? Or how do we handle that?
That's an amazing question. The first word that comes to my heart is compassion. Toxic people hurt people. Hurt people. Yeah. So people who are negative because they've been negative too. So it's just energy, yeah. So the first word I would always say is have compassion. Infinite compassion for them, because they've been hurt. That's why they're trying to hurt someone else, yeah. And so infinite compassion always, but you know, so that's kind of like the number one thing. But also, don't ever take anything personal, because when someone is saying something or being mean or toxic, it's actually a reflection of themselves. It's not anything about me. It's actually a reflection of their state, right? So whatever toxic things they're saying is actually really reflecting themselves, not me. So I should first of all have compassion for them and don't take it personal. And then number three, yes, healthy boundaries are very, very important. Okay, so if you want to be a positive person, then it's okay to have healthy boundaries. This is actually a part of self-love. To be able to surround yourself with the type of people who love you for who you are. To be able to surround yourself with people who appreciate you just the way you are, without trying to change you, without trying to judge you, right? So this is actually very, very important. So I think, yes, have compassion. Don't ever take anything personal. And then number three, set very healthy boundaries for yourself, because you deserve to be happy and you deserve to be around people who love you and see you as perfect and whole and complete already. So yeah, I think it is important to set healthy boundaries and to surround yourself with the people who believe in you, who love you, and who are a positive influence in your life. And watch, as you do that, and as your vibration increases, pretty soon those toxic people who are talking smack and things like that, as you continue to increase pretty soon they're going to come to you and ask you for advice. Yeah.
Wow. To be honest, I still have like 500 list of questions for you, and this has been an amazing conversation between you and me. And I saw a lot of comments saying they're feeling uplifted, and this is very powerful.
Beautiful.
So thank you so much, Dr. Samuel, for this opportunity.
It's a joy.
Yeah. Maybe we can arrange another live.
Marshanda. Yeah. Your by the way, your followers and your fans and your friends are beautiful. Like I can already feel their spirit. Like they're genuine fans, it seems like. So you know, it's a beautiful thing to have. And you know, I just want to encourage you, keep using your beautiful voice. Your voice is a reflection of your soul, and your higher self has called an amazing journey. So I'm excited to see how your journey unfolds. Sending you so much. To anybody watching this right now, I'm just sending you guys so much love and so much light. May you be blessed. May you have prosperity. May all your dreams come true. And yeah, may the universe just bless you with so much love and light. Love you guys.
Love you, Dr. Samuel. Everybody follow the spiritual psychiatrist and give him a shout out. Mention him, DM him, and thank you so much, Dr. Samuel.
All right,
hope to talk to you again in another session.
All right, have a beautiful day.
You too, have a beautiful evening. Bye.
Okay, bye.